rubbish.
Speak.
Graham
Hello.
onions is rubbish.
One of you.
Graham onions is rubbish.
Graham onion is awesome. Graham onions, Graham onions, Graham onions.
Speak.
Graham onions.
Graham onions. That's just disorienting. Watching yourself.
That's how we do the two chucks. We feel most comfortable when we can roughly see ourselves. Come on, host the fucking show.
It started.
We're recording.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're here with Park Passion is here with the two Chucks. There's Sam and Jared.
I prefer Pack Passion.
Park Passion.
Park Passion sounds too.
Okay.
Too like it's sort of, I don't know, like a recreation space.
Yeah, we're going through a park. Pack Passion.
Passion.
We're passionate about open spaces.
So we're here talking about the Pakistan-England series that Sam just found out is about to start.
No, I knew it was about to start. In fact, I feel like we've talked about this just about
Yeah.
3 hours ago.
I feel like we've already done this podcast. So much so
that we
that
already have.
I already don't want to say anything.
We appear jaded. There's a reason. This is the 11th time we've recorded this podcast in the last 13 minutes.
Hey, how come you haven't taken the cover off this?
I don't know, I was going to, but I find the bubbles strangely pleasing.
Come on, host the show.
This I already started. I said Pakistan-England.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Pakistan-England?
What do you want my thoughts on Pakistan?
Well, you said when we recorded.
What did he say earlier?
Yeah, when we recorded this earlier, you said that you're expecting a very dull series.
Well, no, look, you started it off, so you could start off this time.
I said I expected it to be a very dull series.
Yeah.
No, well, Misbah is, he injected the whole team full of Valium and they're all sort of asleep and they're trying to play for 0-all draws in every test. And England aren't a very attacking team, so if neither team are attacking, it could be quite dull. Although I also said that about India, England, and
You do realize Pakistan has won more tests and equal tests to the number of tests England has won this year, last year, 2011.
I prefer to focus on the fact that Pakistan have had one result out of the 5 tests they've played in Dubai and the Arab Emirates.
Well, they played
recently.
against South Africa. That
And
was
Sri
a draw.
Lanka. Yeah, but England are better than South Africa.
Yeah.
If you listen to the rankings, I'm not saying they're in reality. And the fact is that Andy Flower and Andrew Strauss favour quite a safety-first approach. And I'm not
Is it
sure that
more safety first than Misbah?
Well,
no one's more safety first. He has 2 seatbelts in his car.
well, if it's a 5-seater, that's not particularly safe.
Fuck you. Anyway, you beat Sri Lanka. Who cares?
Okay, yeah, I agree.
I mean,
agree.
Australia beat Sri Lanka.
No, they
beat India. I have no idea if Australia, South Africa, or anyone is any good. But England are decent, and Pakistan have Misbah.
But you have to agree that even though they haven't played the greatest sides.
This is awkward. Hello. Can I take this and we can face it in? Samendra, hello, how are you doing?
Now you have to learn how to edit.
Good. Yes, we can talk. Yes, not for that long, if that's okay. But are you still okay to have a chat this afternoon?
Do you know how to cut things?
I know, but I haven't used software before.
You'll be fine.
Oh wait, I'm
Four.
not doing it. I just forwarded Park Passion. They don't know.
Yes, depending on. I'm just waiting. I've got to ring somebody about another interview at 1:15, so I'll know exactly then. Will your father be able to come in and join us at 4? Okay. Okay. I'll ring you. I'll ring you before then. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Samendra. That's really kind. Okay. Bye. We don't want you. We want your father.
What's happening?
Who was that? That was
the guy we're interviewing, an Indian fan,
yeah.
whose father's come all the way from Calcutta to watch 2.5 days of cricket.
Oh. Okay,
so what were we talking about?
Yeah, so I was saying that even though you have to agree that even though they've not played the best of sides, but Pakistan is a side that does well on confidence. So they
What confidence? They've won about.
They won a series against Sri Lanka.
Wow, there we go.
They've drawn a series against South Africa now. They have been unbeaten for a year and a half. So you don't think that's going to play a part?
Unbeaten in a year and a half. I mean,
But I think how many results we get in this series will depend firstly on how effective Hafiz and Ajmal are, and secondly on the mentality with which England go out and try and play this series.
I'm not saying England can't win. I'm just saying that no one should watch this series.
And this is after Australia-India.
Well, I mean, I've just watched a series I didn't want to watch, but this one's going to be worse.
Well, we still are. We've still got another test. But no, look, England, and a lot depends on the balance that England try and go with. As I was saying, you know, if they try and play the 6 batsmen, or if they live a little and go with 2 spinners. The problem they've got with Bresnan out, I think that Flower will be reluctant to go with 5 batsmen and then Broad or Swan at 7 because you know, given that neither of them played the turning ball particularly confidently, I think that's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah. And what about the bowling lineup that England are going to be going in with?
Well, again, it depends whether they're going with 2 seamers or 3 seamers. We talked a bit about Tremlett earlier. You know, I think Tremlett is, for me, Tremlett's been England's best bowler in the games that he's played since he came back in the side in the Ashes. But I think it's, given his fitness problems, it's potentially a big risk to get him slogging away on unresponsive pitches. I'm not entirely sure that these pitches will suit him despite his bounce. He didn't do very well in the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to point out I said that earlier.
I prefer...
No, just now I don't need to talk, because you could just say everything I said earlier.
I prefer... Well, you said that one little bit. You chipped in earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
No. Now I don't need to talk.
Jared's
that
here.
was my one bit.
Jared's here. I personally prefer Onions. I think Onions will do okay in these conditions, just mainly because he bowls wicket to wicket and he skids it, and I think he'll take a few batsmen by surprise. He's quicker than he looks. He gets a little bit more bounce than you expect, and I think he'll do well in these conditions, and I'm glad he's back in the
Maybe
England
I just don't like the name Onions, but I think he's just an English wicket bowler.
You think they'll cook Onions?
Oh!
So, you're saying it's going to be a dull series. I don't actually agree with that.
You're kidding me, aren't you?
No, I'm not actually, because
the South African, Pakistan, and,
No, that was a
Sri
really-
Lanka,
no.
Pakistan were so excited.
Sri Lanka Pakistan wasn't bad if you actually watched it throughout.
Well, I think several people tried to watch it, but they all fell asleep.
Okay, they're not going to be 4 per over, but the wickets aren't like that.
I mean, look, 4 per over, whatever. I'm not 100% sure we're going to get results. I don't think Misbah plays for results.
Yeah.
I think if either team gets 1-0 up, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, it's just
they're just going to sit on that.
I think both. I mean, look, England sat on the lead against Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
We've already seen England do that. We know Pakistan do the same. They're both teams that basically wait for the other team to make a mistake. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, both of them should be killed.
Okay.
I can't argue with that.
I mean, just boring. Come on. You don't really think Pakistan's good. The minute we had the camera off, you were telling us how terrible they were. You said you're not even really Pakistani. You told me you're Bangladeshi.
All right, I never said that. Second of all,
He's got a cap. He must be Pakistani.
And it has a Wasim Akram signature in it. Yeah.
But that's just gonna fucking.
I know.
That's not a good place to get him to sign.
I know.
You can't wear that. I can't believe you wore that while we were playing cricket
I
here.
just told him that.
I was too nice to say I can't believe he's got it signed on the underbit of that.
Okay.
So Pakistan are rubbish, you're saying?
Pakistan are not rubbish. Pakistan.
Worst team you've ever seen.
Probably. But what about Pakistan's bowling batting? Do you guys know who's playing? I mean, you guys check.
Well, I don't know who's playing because they haven't named the squad. But I mean,
They
guessing.
have named the squad.
Sorry, they haven't just named a team. Riaz, I'm assuming Gul, Hafiz, Ajmal, who's going to be
Rahman is the other spinner.
Rahman. Well, I mean, Rahman.
Junaid Khan is the other.
Rahman was born in the 1700s.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's still going to be effective. Hafiz has been bowling well, and Ajmal can bowl, but he's a bit up and down, let's be honest. He's not a consistent test match bowler, and Swan's the same.
Hearing a lot about the tease wrap.
Not the tease wrap, that doesn't exist.
The tease wrap.
It skids on and
I mean, we
bounces
just saw
high.
the tease right here when we were playing the one.
I'm looking for. You've got to always enjoy watching Umar Gul because he's a real practitioner.
Another Umar Gul fan.
Yeah, how can you not be?
He's not a great test bowler.
Yeah.
No, he's not. But
that's a good point.
But he's not a great test bowler. But then this series will come down. I think in these sort of conditions, it will come down to spells when the quick bowlers can really take advantage with
People
a couple of
who
spells.
were able to watch Sri Lanka series.
You know, and I think that Gul is the sort of guy. If he gets it going, he's the sort of guy who could take 3 or 4 wickets pretty quickly, and that so he'll play a big part for Pakistan. I think,
Although
beyond the spinners.
also for some reason he does well against England. Like
Yeah.
England has this they respect him for some reason.
Look, I think the thing with their attack is they will probably take every now and again a bunch of wickets. But to beat England, you have to be able to get them all out because they will keep fighting on. I mean, that's one of the characteristics of their team. They don't collapse very much anymore. And my worry with Pakistan is that Umar gets a little bit bored. Riaz is hit or miss. Ajmal, if it's not working for him, fucks off. Raymond and Hafiz are decent bowlers, but they're not going to go through it. They've got 5 good bowlers, but whether they can get them out, like Hafiz said, they're going to get 20 wickets. I think getting England out twice is very tough these days, and I'm not sure this attack has the patience.
And actually, that coming, one of the other reasons why we could be in for a pretty attritional series is the fact that England, for all their obduracy, increasing obduracy, I'm not sure many of the batsmen quite have the game to take the spinners apart.
Yeah.
And you're looking at Morgan. Morgan, whether he's going to play or not, he's only got 14 runs in 3 innings. He's coming back from injury. It's all about the balance of the side, but also Morgan hasn't batted in Test cricket yet, like he has in one-day cricket or 2020 cricket for England, in terms of taking the game to the spinners and really, running the game. And beyond that, it's Bell and Peterson, who are very good players. Cook and Trott have scored runs in these conditions in the past, but they won't be runnable 100 runs. They'll be, 50 ball. 50.
But what you're saying is also that, I mean, that's why you need patience against this English batting lineup. And I'm not, I mean, maybe this is the attack for it, but I feel like, it's going to be slow scoring but high scores, if that makes sense.
This thing about it being a very dull series, is it more to do with just the pitches, or is it the teams that are playing also?
Oh no, I think it's the teams as well. I don't think either team necessarily is comfortable with attacking.
No. Well, what you get with England is, if you look slightly more at, say, look at Cardiff last year against Sri Lanka, that's the sort of performance I would expect to see from England in terms of batting big and then looking to really, bowl in spells, take wickets in spells and knock teams over quickly. That's what England will be looking to try and do, get themselves in a position where they can't lose and hope that the bowlers have a moment, have a session that really goes for them and try and win the Test match that way.
Your pick for the English bowlers for the series, who do you think will have the most effect?
I mean, they'll go with Anderson and Broad. For the third seamer, Finn, I rate Finn. I'm not sure about his control, but he's bowling very quickly at the moment. Tremlett, I really rate, obviously, but as I said, I'd probably leave him alone for this, keep him in backup, just to keep him fit for the summer.
Just like who do you think would be the most effective on these strikes?
Well, Broad I think will be effective because he cuts the ball nicely. Anderson might, will be under pressure to use the new ball really well, but he's a much more responsible bowler now, so I don't think he'll be as blunt as he was in the World Cup. And then so I mean those two obviously a lot will come from those guys. I think if England play 2 spinners, it might be interesting to see. Panesar might put a bit of pressure on Swan because he's been pretty not ineffective, but he's certainly not
effective.
He's been less effective over the last 15-18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So really going back into that Pakistan series. The end of the Pakistan series was the last time he really did it for England.
The 2005 series.
Yeah, no, the 2010 summer.
Monty? No, you're talking about Swan.
I'm talking about Swan. And so it'll be interesting to see, if they do play the two together.
Okay, yeah. I think I agree with you that subcontinental teams, especially Pakistan, don't play left arm spin well. And they should definitely, especially given the performance against PCB 11, or as you like to call them, the disabled 11.
Well, I was just forward alarm 11, isn't it?
We had a great joke about Faria alarm earlier.
We can never go back to that. That joke just goes away.